the old MS-DOS commands that you utilize to work with directories have been a very popular test subject on this operating system portion of the exams for quite a while now. And you can expect to see them on this version as well. So let's talk about working with directories. Now, Windows uses a hierarchical directory tree to organize the contents of a disk drive. And they look something like this if you just want to visualize them. These are the way the files on your disk get organized. Now, by the way, this is going to be part 1, and we're going to talk about working with these directories. And then in part 2, so we can take our time, I want to show you these commands. If you can get this image right here in your brain, and when you start to look using the various commands at the command prompt, notice that you'll see root or root folder or root directory. And this is simply the very top of the tree of all the folders and files that are out there. Okay, so when you're at root, you're at the very top. Everything is contained in the root folder. You'll see a list of folders if you do a directory, and I'll show you that later. And there will be folders under that root level, and there can be thousands of folders out there. Now, within some of those folders can be other folders, and you see that designated here visually. So there's a subfolder right here that is inside this folder, and this folder is in the root folder, okay? Now, if you can get that visual, you're going to be good to go. So let's talk about the basic commands that we use for working with directories. First of all is the dir. That is the directory command. It displays the contents of the entire directory, and we can use some wildcard characters to limit those. I can also use the /p switch. Pay close attention to this p switch because it's a popular one for the exam. As the contents are scrolled up on the screen, quite often you'll get more information back from the directory command than will fit on a screen, and they'll just run by and you can't see them. The P switch will pause at each full screen of data, and you can hit the space bar to go to the next full screen. CD. This is not the thing that you insert into your computer to play music. CD here is the change directory command. It will change the focus of the command prompt to a different directory. So for example, CD with a / and whatever directory name or folder name you want to move to. You can also omit the / and use a space, just CD space, whatever folder name. You will jump into the context of that area for your next command. Now we can also just type a drive letter and a colon, and when we do that, it simply moves our focus to another drive. So if we have 2 drives in the machine, the C drive and the D drive, and we're on the C drive, if I just type D:, the prompt will change, and now every command I'm executing is going to be executed against the D drive. And if I want to move back, I just type C:, and it moves the focus back. MD or MKDIR stands for make directory. We can use either one of these, they're interchangeable, to create a new directory or a new folder. Now they call them a new directory because a new folder can contain more folders, and that folder can contain more folders, and so we're creating a new directory there. Once I create a new directory using MD or MKDIR, I won't see it. I'll type MD, I'll hit return. It just moves down to the next line back to the prompt. I'll have to use the dir or the directory command to go back and see if the new folder was created. And again, this command, like so many of them, are positional. If I execute the MD command sitting at the root, it's going to make a folder on the root. If I go 2 or 3 levels into a folder, into a subfolder, and type MD, it's going to create that folder inside that last folder that I entered. So that's what I mean by positional, and again, I'll demonstrate that for you in part 2. Now there's also a command RD or RMDIR, and this is for remove directory or a folder. And again, this is what we use to erase a folder or a directory. I just simply have to use the directory command to go back and see the changes. It's almost guaranteed you'll see something about these commands on the exam. If you'll join me in part 2, we're going to play with these commands just a little bit and let you see exactly what they look like.